Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel. Alabama Nation, what's going on today? How is everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's tapping in. I know this is not a live show. We just want to come in and cut this live, and then we're going to put it out as a VOD. So if you're tapping in, appreciate y'all for tapping in. I really do thank y'all for being here. I don't know what's going on with the audio. Okay, there it goes. But appreciate y'all for tapping in. As you all have found out by now, we talked about it a little bit this morning. There was an incident this weekend with Alabama's sophomore defensive back, free safety, Alabama, Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. found himself in a situation this past weekend involving Alabama state troopers. I mean, not state troopers, but the Tuscaloosa police speeding, reckless driving, however you want to classify it. And the official announcement by Kalen DeBoer made probably a little bit less than an hour ago is that Dre Kirkpatrick is suspended indefinitely. With the information that they currently have, Dre Kirkpatrick has been suspended indefinitely. Now, what does indefinitely mean? All right, let's talk about it. When I look at it like this, and I'm trying to regain my composure, I'm just trying to digest it and not say too much without putting out things that were disclosed in the conversation that we just had. But I look at it and I say, man, this is one of those things where a player who understands accountability did not shy away from taking on the full responsibility. And if Kalen DeBoer, I'm pretty sure if he was to expound on the conversation that was had between he and Kirkpatrick Jr., I guarantee you that was it is alive, MJ. I guarantee you that the conversation or him to expound on it would end up being he would commend Dre Kirkpatrick for being accountable. The eluding charge, I think it's kind of exaggerated in those type of situations. Usually when somebody's speeding, somebody get behind them, they trying to get to a safe spot, or they trying to blend back in with traffic, and that's considered eluding. So things like that, when stuff like that happens, it's unfortunate for a lapse of judgment to be the end all be all of that situation when it comes to the media. But I think this is a great opportunity for Alabama as a program in the midst of the highs that they are experiencing, understanding that even on this phase of a team, we are still human. We still have places where we need to do better. So we're going to dive into that real quick. We're going to be here for about 30 minutes. So if you're here live, go ahead and run up the likes, run up the shares, comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Give me your thoughts on this situation. And I'm going to put a poll in the chat real quick. I'm going to type it real quick. Do you all think was this suspension justified? And we're going to talk about the length and the particulars of the suspension. So let me text somebody back real quick. They were actually part of the conversation. I love having those phone calls, those three ways about it. And I might open the phone lines for about 15 minutes just to get your immediate thoughts on the happenings, on everything that's transpiring here. What's up, Big Snow? What's up, Kay? What's up, Jason? What's up, Patriots fan over there on TikTok? Jay Gatsby. See y'all over there in the chat. Thank y'all for pulling up here on the Coach Smook Network. Over on the blue, we live on YouTube and we're live on the Black app over there on TikTok. So y'all make sure y'all tap in. Dre Kirkpatrick suspended indefinitely. Now, what does this mean? When I look up the word indefinitely, it's definitively unidentified how long this suspension will be. So he's not done for the season. So everybody wipe your head. He's not kicked off the team or anything like that. He's still there. He's suspended indefinitely, meaning that suspension could last a quarter into the next game. It could be the first half. It could be one game, however long the staff sees fit. Being that this was an incident, he did not get a felony charge or anything like that. This was a driving a vehicle traffic incident. Definitely expect better, along with being a player at the University of Alabama and representing the university. You have to uphold yourself to a different standard. And not saying that kids can't be kids, but there are things when you go outside of the lines of the law, it's not going to be accepted anywhere. And we are past the day and age of players getting a slap on the wrist from local police departments. I don't know what it is about the local police departments and their programs. It's as if they carry this idea of, let's make sure we make the players, the athletes, understand that they're not above the law, which I understand. But at some point, some of these things are a good deed goes a long way, right? And I've seen that for a lot of people in my life. So, and appreciate Just Derek for tapping in with the gifts over there on TikTok, man. Much love, man. Roll Tide. Appreciate that. And that's my DJ tapping in. Make sure y'all tapping that screen. We're just doing a quick update on the official reports and releasing of Dre Kirkpatrick being suspended indefinitely. Now that we know that he's suspended, there's no questions about what's happening with him in that situation, right? And indefinitely, we've established that can be a quarter, it could be a half, it could be 2 games, however long it needs to be for them to feel like that he understands the mistake or the impact of his decisions and his lack of responsibilities in those small moments. And I commend Dre Kirkpatrick once again for being accountable, not trying to displace blame or anything of that nature. He was has always been looked at as a mature player on that roster, even as a freshman last year, coming in with just a mindset to do the right thing and show up every day and do the things that's going to keep him in the positive light. This right here is just a small stumble in the road, and I think he's going to rebound. 2 games of suspension would be justified. I don't know, for a speeding ticket. And I mean, and it was reckless driving, so that means he was driving pretty fast. I think the official report say he was doing 85 or something like that. So that's never acceptable, regardless of where you are. And I'm a grown man. I get on the highway, I drive, I speed a little bit, but we're talking, young men here. We're talking young men. There's no wavering in what the law says or who it's applied to, right? It's all based off of the judgment of the officer in that interaction. So 2 games, I don't think that would be bad, right now in this point in the season, especially in the position that he plays, and his impact on the team. I think that'll be not, and it's not even about winning or losing games. This is talking about getting a player to understand how important he is, and his decisions are that he makes on a day-to-day basis can affect not just him but his teammates, right? I think we are in a position right now with this team where depth is not an issue in the secondary, and so him seeing where he could be impacting and where he's missing opportunities to create plays, right? That's going to affect him. So you're absolutely right. We got comments on TikTok. Shamika said, what does it mean he's suspended indefinitely? So indefinitely means however long they decide. There is no set time span on this suspension. So he's not off the team. He's not kicked off the team or anything of that nature. He's just suspended indefinitely. 1 game suspension should be the penalty, just Derek says on TikTok. Patriots fan, roll tide, my guy. Good to see you. Paul says, next man up. I agree with you, Paul. I agree with you. And so we pose the next question. What does that look like? What does next man up look like at Alabama secondary with Dre Kirkpatrick being suspended indefinitely for the foreseeable future? And like I said, I don't think this staff is going to be gung-ho about trying to prove a point or make a point or make him an example. I think this young man has displayed the maturity needed to have that mature conversation, understand, and then you evaluate his response to that his whatever his judgment is or his findings are. So next man up for Alabama. I think we're at one of those stages where you want to see guys get an opportunity over the next few weeks. We know Zay Mincy has been a guy that has already been in that safety room rotation. So him being out there a few more reps might not be surprising to some, but it's going to be huge because he was getting the majority of those snaps before Kirkpatrick. Before the Florida State game, and then we saw Kirkpatrick come in the Florida State game, replace Zay Mincy. We've seen a lot better production. Zay Mincy has played sparingly since that game one. We saw him against Vanderbilt. We saw him against Missouri, and I think we saw Mincy against Georgia also. So he's been playing. He's a part of the rotation already. Going to be asked to play a bigger role. No problems with that. I think he can handle that. But then you might see young faces. You might see an opportunity for number 6, Cam Howard, who has not been very active. A lot of people were reporting that he was off the team. I saw him on the sidelines last game. So 6, we might see Cam Howard get an opportunity. But I think more realistically, when we talk about guys that truly have been just on the edge of getting on the field, we're talking about true freshman Ivan Taylor. I don't think people realize the depth of talent we have there. The young man brings you some of the same characteristics that you get from Dre Kirkpatrick with his physicality, open field tackling, getting him some opportunities over the next few weeks while this situation plays out, whatever the suspension length is going to be huge for him, being that he can still manage and maintain that red shirt year, be available for postseason play, because postseason play does not count against your red shirt. So it's going to be an opportunity for some players to get an opportunity to play ball and showcase their skills. As long as we stay healthy, I'm not worried. But Dre Kirkpatrick, that suspension, I'm pretty sure is not going to be something that they keep over his head or drag out. This is to be a situational thing where here you did something wrong, you can't get off free. This is your punishment, and we're going to move on from it and grow from it. Let's get back to the comments. Ivan Taylor, yes sir. I said I'm excited about him. Practice kicks off tomorrow. So we'll get our reports from practice tomorrow and look at rotation, look at who's getting in some spots. With 21 off the field on defense, I'll be talking to my sources, seeing if anything looks different in the secondary, as far as that he can know definitively that looks different from what we're used to seeing at practice. Shamika Walker, is he suspended for the entire year? No, until they say so. So I don't think that, like I said, I was just kind of expounding on, I don't think they're going to be hanging it over his head. He's not a bag hit. He's not a locker room cancer. He's not a troublemaker. He's a great impact on the field, a key player in the safety room. The defensive back rotation, we see him get a lot of playing time and a lot of burn when we see that double mug look. We see 21 over top at the top of the formation because of his ability to crash down on the play and make plays on the ball, but also separate guys from the ball in the pass game. So going to be interesting to see who fills in Next man up, I'm expecting Ivan Taylor, Zay Mincy to be right there getting opportunities. Zay Mincy first, of course. I think Zay Mincy has showcased some very good things over the last few weeks with his reps. Still a little antsy and not seeing the explosiveness and that speed that we saw from his highlight film. Not many opportunities to showcase it with a lot of run support, but we'd love to see him be more disciplined in coverage. Paul on TikTok asks a question, and I'm gonna laugh at it. He said, Mbakwe possible to get back on defense? Negative, man. That man is he's bought into being an offensive player. But I think with this year, him being able to develop as a wide receiver, not being asked to do as much, he's learning the ins and outs of being a college wide receiver, not just an athlete, but a college wide receiver. I think Jalen Mbakwe could be someone like Emmanuel Henderson was. You know, Henderson, because of injuries, he fell behind on the development curve, but you see what he's doing at Kansas right now as a wide receiver at Kansas, and some of the flashes he showed last year being in here at Alabama. I think Mbakwe is a lot more explosive, true 4.3 type speed, very quick, very agile, very elusive with the ball in his hands. We're going to see him get opportunities as the season continues to get towards the postseason. But I think there's a realistic plan for guys like Lassie Brooks, trying to keep guys like Jalen Hill and Cole Adams on roster after you see the departure of the likes of Josh Cuevas, not Ryan Williams, but Jeremy Bernard, Isaiah Horton. Those impact guys, you're going to see opportunities open up for those guys I just mentioned. So that's where we at. Dougie Fresh comes in with the $1.99 super chat. Appreciate that, Dougie. Says roll tide. Hey, if y'all want to be a co-sponsor on the stream, y'all see the banner at the bottom. Definitely take advantage of that. Support the Coach Smook Network, and continue to do that. Shout out to Britt, my little sister over there on TikTok, bringing in the Go Popular gifts. Appreciate the love. We got 12 gifts on the stream already on TikTok, and we got 15 total viewers that came through and tapped the screen for us. So we appreciate you all and your support over there. And for YouTube, thank y'all for tapping in today. The random live, it wasn't scheduled. Y'all tapped in. We got 35 on this side for a random live during your lunch hours or post lunch hour. We got 18 likes on the stream. Let's get this up to 25 likes before we end. If you got any more thoughts and things to say in the chat, put them in the chat. My guy Dylan Durham comes in. He says, if he's suspended, will he still be able to attend practices? He's still at practice. He's still able to be a part of team activities, right? Workouts, practice, all of that stuff. Film. He's just not going to be playing, right? For however long that is. And the only thing Kalen DeBoer and them have to do is by Wednesday they have to report to the NCAA the extension of that. So once we get that information, once we get the exact information of what his suspension entails, we'll get it. And I think indefinitely actually covers there's no real timeline. So yeah, he got 3 charges, man. They were all traffic charges, man. He didn't have a weapon on him. I see my boy Thad coming in. He said these boys got to be smarter, man. Hey, you got to think. And I want to highlight this too. For everybody that's kind of paying attention, this is Kalen DeBoer's first public incident that we've had to see him kind of deal with ever. Never heard of any incidents at Washington. Never heard any incidents last year other than like locker room issues with players not getting playing time and things of that nature, right? So I look at it now and I say Kalen DeBoer has the opportunity to kind of establish what type of coach he is on the disciplinary side of things. You don't necessarily have to be a iron fist all the time. Sometimes like he said in the interview, they've had that conversation with Dre. I don't think it was one of those things where they beat him down, and because he didn't run from the situation. You know, they didn't have to find out because of a phone call from him. He called the staff and made sure that everybody was notified that need to be notified. And things happen the way they were supposed to happen when you make a mistake like that. So I expect this young man to rebound quickly and just continue to be better, continue to grow. What's up, Coach Smook T Boomer? Says it's been a minute. What's good, man? Good to see you, brother. It's been a minute. Pull up, man. We be live over here. I wouldn't have thought it'd be Dre Jr. though. Hey, it happens, man. Kids are speeding. They got them Hellcats and them Scat Packs and the souped up Mustangs and the supercharged Hemis, all that stuff. Hey, I remember when I was 19, 20 years old, man, with my doggone Hemi. Lord have mercy, you couldn't tell me. Is he suspended for 2 games or the entire year? It doesn't. They have not defined it. Nobody's said anything indefinite means there's no timeline on it. They could suspend him for a quarter. They could suspend him for the, just for the week, have a suspension over his head, and then we kick off Saturday, and he could be playing in the game in the second quarter. So it doesn't really say for sure. What's up, Doug? My brother, y'all better show some love to royalty in the chat. This is my brother, man. He's I think we're gonna officially announce Doug as our CFO of the Coach Smook Network, man. Hey, that's my partner, bro. He's my brother, my business partner, primary, one of the biggest supporters. Y'all ever see Coach Smook on campus comfortable? It's because the man Doug got the juice and he made a way for it to happen. Shout out to my brother Doug for being in the chat. I think he will be out for one game. Like I said, I think whatever the punishment is, it won't drag out. It won't be something that pushes him away. He understands what's happened here. I'm pretty sure his father's going to get in his head about what he did. I won't say that. I think, and I don't have no reason to lie. I'm pretty close to that relationship, man. And it's one of those things where it's probably, son, you know better. All right, you got to handle it. That's that conversation. I don't think it's man, you know what you're doing to the name and you play for Alabama. I don't think it's one of those. And we'll see. I'm gonna be able to get closer to the situation as the week progresses, and I'll provide more insight as I get closer to it. Right now, everybody's kind of boxed in. You're keeping him in the right mind frame to handle the situation the proper way. I think there's always a proper way, even when there's a negative situation or a negative outcome. There's a positive way to handle things, a proper way to handle things. I think he'll be out for one game. Coach, watch fans say this wouldn't have happened on Coach Saban's watch. Yeah, those are those fans, man. And then watch them say we need Jeremy Pruitt back. But I appreciate y'all for tapping in today, man. That's our Coach Smook scoop of the day. Just want to give our thoughts and our insight on the finest. Big homie came in on the chat, says player council or coach's decision. I think this was more so a coach's decision. It happened during the bye week. I think player council might have had a conversation, maybe, something just to be like, man, come on, you got to do better. We got too much going for ourselves. We need you type stuff. That's the player council and the persona around and holding each other accountable. When you got young men that can really and his vulnerability that's made this team is strength is vulnerability, and I think that's where we're going to see the growth, not just from Dre, but from the other players that see him grow through this situation. So he'll be fine, just a learning experience, and he'll just get better for him. Facts, man. I appreciate that. Make sure y'all dropping likes on the stream. Definitely, Coach, will be a conversation, but nothing serious, 100%. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for today, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in again. It's been fun as always. Y'all know, man, I come here. Listen, we have our gaming session started up right after I get done with this. In about 30 minutes, we're gonna be live on TikTok. Please, YouTube family, stop being scared of TikTok. It is not as bad as y'all want to make it. All right, TikTok family, pull back up here in 30 minutes. Everybody pull up on YouTube. On TikTok at Coach Smook on TikTok. We'll be live gaming. I am not about to take no more L's, chat. I'm sick of it. I'm about to get on the grind. Today gonna be a tough day, and then we're gonna try to go find our LSU brother, Kirk TV Free. We got something for you, man. It's war. It's time to go down. He's an LSU fan. His son played for LSU. And he loves to play with LSU on the NCAA. He's a gaming content creator, does a lot of content. So we're going to do a matchup between me and him over the next few days. And we're trying to get it set up to where it's a series, 4-part series, total points averaged out, who's the winner. And that's going to kind of give us some juju going towards this game. So yeah, Britt said that's going to be fire. Facts, sis, facts. I think it's going to be fire. And she said, I'm tired for you. Listen, I've been grinding, y'all. I have not really slept this past weekend. Y'all know what happened this weekend with my family. But past that, God is good. And we're grateful just to be here sharing this time with you and these reports here with you. Thank you for tapping in with the Coach Smook Network. And remember, when you see me in the streets, holla at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch y'all on the next one. And roll, Tide, roll. Y'all be blessed, man.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holla at me Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like,